Hey.
Welcome to Point A to B, the channel that strives to assist us in bettering our lives. We interview various people from different walks of lives just to understand their life stories so that you can be inspired by it. So in today's episode, I will be sitting down with Thabiso, who has been through life itself. He's been through thick and thin, through difficulties, and he's still standing. So he will share his life stories and how as a young person can help yourself to unstuck your life. Let's get to it. I'm sitting with Thabiso today. He's a friend of mine. We're going to be talking about youth unemployment and see what we can do to inspire youth, to see how we can help. He's got practical examples on how you can help yourself going forward. And by no stretch of imagination, we're going to make millionaires, but we just want people to start looking at things differently and how they can help their lives. Thabiso,
Come right.
welcome. How have you been?
Hey man, I've been. Life is life. Happening of life.
Nice seeing you again.
But we're kicking, we're living with
Yeah.
life. Hey, you look good.
Compliments of the
Hey,
season.
you too, man. Compliment
Yeah.
on the new season.
Yeah.
Uh,
You look good.
Thank you,
Good.
thank you.
I like your white shirt and your nice mukabanyara.
depression.
Go in there. Depression of who?
Life depression, life's up and downs.
Yeah,
But
I suppose it's part of life.
it's part of life. It's part
Yeah.
of life. Yeah.
So you know what? We're going to discuss this youth unemployment. It's a pandemic in South Africa because young people are not employed. And I would like us just to go through how can young people be helped, what we can do to really assist our society. And just before we start, what do you think made South Africa to have so many young people being unemployed?
I think bad government policies, bad government decision making, that might be part of it. But also, I think the young people, man, of today, they've got tools in their hands that they can use to be their own bosses, but they are overlooking those things.
That's it. When you say government policies, what do you mean? How do you think they can be different? It is known in South Africa that we've got very good policies, but we cannot implement them. How can the government use them to sort of help us young people?
You see, when I talk about the government policies, the government has introduced what we call on the job training. It comes in the form of learnerships and then internships, but all those things, they are there for 2 years or 3 years. Thereafter that, those people, they end up not getting jobs.
But why not? Why, if somebody's been trained, you've got a skill. Is the skill that they can use on their own, or government just gives you a job and then after the 2 years it's done?
You look at the graduates, the unemployed graduates of today. The government, you get an internship in a government department.
Okay.
Where they give you a stipend of maybe 5,000, they teach you the job, and then the government, whatever department fails to absorb you into employment. Now, that particular youth end up not knowing how to implement the knowledge that they gained from that internship or learnership outside the workspace.
But here's the thing, Thabiso. Even in that, when the government takes these young people, is the idea to absorb them or just to give them training? What can it, let's say they've employed 20 people and they probably just need 2. What should the other 18 do if they cannot be absorbed in the system? Do you think that the kind of jobs that they're getting are helping them to sort of, if you don't get the job, you can go out there and start your own thing or do something with that skill?
It's supposed to be like that actually, but now how can I put this thing? What the government sells to these young people,
Yes.
it's like when you get a learnership, like you are going to work, automatically you're going to be absorbed into employment, into the system. And then now many young people, they find themselves after having done the learnership or the internship, then you are not being absorbed, then you don't know how to use that knowledge or the skill outside. The government is not telling the people straight that we're going to give you a learnership, but we're not going to absorb into the system. be able to use this skill that we are giving to you outside.
Okay.
You understand?
You know what? I remember there was this program that they did where they were fixing leaks in the taps and fixing that. I think it was more plumbing and whatnot. Maybe young people look at those jobs as if they are dirty or whatever. In cases like those, what can you say to people who have gotten such jobs and then they decide, after this thing, there's nothing I can do, I'm going to look for a job and something, because it's not the only thing that the government gives. Sometimes they even take you into the office. I don't know what they do. I'm not too sure exactly. If they're also telling them that while we're developing you, you can go outside and do something. Or maybe our education system is not helping us to do that. I'm not sure.
So, thank you for using that example in terms of plumbing and whatnot. That's where the money is. That's where employment is. South Africa is a country that does not have water to start with.
True.
We are losing household. They are losing too much money because of leaks from the tap and whatnot. I'm like, if you have been given a learnership and opportunity to go study how to close leaks, thereafter you're waiting for Department of Public Works to employ you, whereas you can start your own company of stop leakage. Doing because it's not only plumbing; it's broad.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
it's the drain and pipes and whatnot. So you learn. That's what you learn. The government gives you the skill, but now that skill, you are in your mind. You are programmed that with the skill that the government is going to give you, they're going to absorb me into the system. But now you're forgetting that skill that you were taught, you can use it outside. You can start your own company. You can employ people. You understand? Proposals that can be done by you guys, with that skill. The Val Dam. The Val Dam is not. They don't even know what's going on in there. That's it. There's too much challenge that the government is having with a lot of things, but they gave the knowledge to young people, but young people, they're still waiting for the government to absorb them into the system, whereas they could have used that skill to better their lives.
You talk about proposals. How many people know how to write proposals?
See?
Or I'm looking down on our people. Is there somewhere where somebody can start learning these things? Now that I've got this skill, there are proposals to be written. Is it things that are being taught, or we have to learn them as we go along the way?
There are people out there who specialize in terms of how to put proposal in black and white. Some of us, we know how to talk, but we don't know how to put our ideas in black and white. There are people out there that knows how to. If you approach those type of people, to put your proposal or idea in black and white, that's where the business starts. That's how we support each other. Understand? Because of if you can have, we can have 5 youth that knows how to do a proposal. Your job is not how to write. They call it fine writing. You know how to write. Your job is not to write. You put proposal. You listen to what I say and you put it in black and white. Because I don't know the skill to put that in black and white. The government has been looking for, in terms of plumbing and water storage, sewer and whatnot. The Department of Public Works, they've been looking for people to propose in terms of how can they better how can they better the Val Dam? Understand?
Because today it's still problematic.
Rent water. They are looking for people. They've been looking for proposals. You go into Rent Water website. There's a proposal for quotations. There's proposal for this. Those are when they want a proposal. That means can the society give us another way of looking how to do things? But we are silent. We're sitting down. We don't do anything. But because of we're waiting for someone to come up with a proposal so we can be employed.
Don't you think? Because our country is well known for corruption. Let's not run away from it. If I'm writing these proposals, where are they going to come from? As a young person, first things first is that I'm not too sure if people know that now that I've got the skill, these are the things that I have to do after. We used to have Bo NYDA. Where are they to help young people to say, okay, Now that you have this skill, these are the other steps that you can take. Or do we even have mentors that can take these young people to train them to start thinking differently, to start thinking like business people so that they can be able to go forward? Where should they start? Where is the first step? Or before I even get there, you mentioned something about young people having the tools and not using them to their best ability, like, for example, a phone.
Phone. I mean, like a phone is something that it's an office in itself. It's a computer. You can turn a phone into a small office. You can run business on your phone. You can look for employment on your phone. You don't need to go know how knocking on people's door. Hey, I'm looking for employment, like we used to do in the 80s and the 90s and whatnot. Okay, we are privileged to be alive in this time. Why? Because of we are now in the 4IR.
All right.
You understand? The fourth industrial revolution. Understand, where internet technology, it's the tools for the day.
Okay.
You know, youth needs to change their mindset, needs to find what their interest. You understand? And pursue those interests on their phone, on their offices.
But then we talk about this 4IR. What is it exactly? Do we even know about it? Sometimes I look at these people sitting in parliament talking about it. It's all people. You wonder if can they put it in simple terms for somebody in the street to understand it so that it benefits us, especially people who don't have jobs. How can we use it? What is it exactly? How does it work? How can we use it in today's
Where I'm sitting, I don't think the government understands what is the fourth industrial revolution.
Simply
Those people that are sitting in the parliament are too old people. I don't think they understand what is the fourth. What is the meaning of you are now in the fourth industrial revolution.
Simplify it for us. Maybe even young people don't understand it.
The fourth industrial revolution it's artificial intelligence. Okay. The industry itself, everything in today's life, it's technology. Okay. You want to warm up your food, you use a microwave. Okay. That's technology. That's the 4IR. Okay. We've got Wi-Fi's. Those Wi-Fi's is part of the 4IR.
What?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Wi-Fi's.
In the work industry, in the workplace now, many things are built by computers.
Yes, true.
Do you understand? And then machines, and then those are the things that are taking our jobs, but now they've opened they've opened opportunity for us to start using our brains in the fourth industrial revolution.
Now tell us
where, as I was saying, that where we can take advantage of the internet.
Okay, but here's the thing. I wanted to simplify it for Sboo, who probably has just finished matric or has finished at the college, to take this 4IR, to use it in the space that he is. In a simple terms, how can a person, how can Utembi in Thabiso take this 4IR to benefit her, to make, say for example, 500 Rand per month, so that at least she's earning something? How can, in simple terms, how can young people do that, use that 4IR to their advantage?
In simple terms, young people need to understand that we are now in the age of information and technology. So the only way to take advantage of that, you need to learn a particular language in terms of technology.
Okay.
Different types of languages in technological space, programming, networking, all those things. You're using your phone every day, every day things that you're putting information on the phone, that's programming. Okay. You understand? But now
that's too high level, don't you think?
No, it's not too high level. We think of it as being too high level, but we do it every day. It's an everyday life.
Examples, terms like right now, as I'm saying, I would like somebody to make 200 Rand, 500 Rand. There's a woman who's sewing in Thabiso. There's somebody who's doing that. How can an 18-year-old or 24-year-old who's been looking for a job for that long, who's got a phone, can use this thing to their advantage? Is there a way that, without having to learn your JavaScripts, your C++, whatever, those kind of languages, but somebody who's there who doesn't know where to start, to say, but this is simple enough for me to start. Let me start this and go in. Or I shouldn't look at life as a simple thing.
Life is very simple. Become a brand ambassador.
Okay. Now you're talking. Let's hear.
For identify that gogo in the township who's been sewing nice things, traditional with clothing and whatnot. Speak to that person, approach that person, tell them that, you know what, there's, because of we are now in the fourth industrial revolution, the things that you do, they need to be put on social media. I can be a brand ambassador. This is how much you can give me. I can advertise for you. Do you understand? To start with, you've got a phone. The grandma does not have a phone. Now you're using your phone.
Okay, you are talking about becoming a brand ambassador. Take me through that. How can that be done again?
Approach, to start with, identify who's doing what that you're not doing. Approach them, explain to them that the way they are marketing their product is outdated. This is how we do things. I can do this for you for this much, for this amount every month. Okay? Take pictures of that stuff. Put it on social media. You've got platforms like Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagram, your whatnot. Become the signature for that person. And we market everything that they do on a daily basis. Put it out there.
Because again, we are always on social media. We might as well just use it for benefit.
It's a platform that you can use to sell things that you don't even have.
You know? That's a brilliant idea. What else do you think young people can do?
I can give example Chekilo.
Okay.
Chekilo, they don't have anything.
Okay.
They sell things. Their job is to put things out there that you want. When you place an order, they're going to get that thing from someone who's doing that order thing for you. Package it, deliver it to your house. But they don't have any of those things.
Yeah, I wonder if it's not even written take a lot, maybe. They just package it.
They just package it and give it to you. They already bought it.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to go back to our townships, our rural areas. In our rural areas, maybe there's not even Wi-Fi there. But in townships, let's take townships. That example that you have given, what is it that they can do? Perhaps maybe work in pairs, start some businesses. What else do you think they can do? Something similar to Take a Lot. Do you think it can happen in our little townships in Kasis where people can start looking at things from that angle?
Actually, it can happen.
How do you
trust?
Remember,
in the township, the most important thing that you need to is trust. You know, there's too much.
Trust is expensive.
Not trust is expensive, but if you do something, it's not about starting in a small cycle. Start in a small cycle. Build yourself from there.
Okay.
Be known from there. You understand? Know that you like. I'll give an example. You start a fast food chisanyama ukasi. All right. Now, what makes people to come to you? Why people can leave all the chisanyama ukasi and come to one chisanyama ukasi?
Your chisanyama, yeah.
The quality of your meat, spice, the cleanness, the price.
But there are so many chisanyamas.
I know there are so many chisanyamas, and now you want to play in the space of delivery. Okay, people place orders. How quick does it take your orders? How quick does it take you to deliver the food? And does the food be delivered to whoever still in that quality and whatnot?
So what do you mean is this young person can start saying, I will deliver this food for you. You can start having your own app.
You can approach, exactly, you can create your own app and approach all these chisanyamas. You know what? I've got a number of people that they will order food for you. I'll give example of what I used to do somewhere around 2002 when my life was like cheaper. I had a friend who was selling quarters and stuff like that, closer to school, right? Before lunch, I used to go into the school, find teachers sitting, and start taking teachers' orders. For quarters and because remember, it's quarters, there's chips, there's rations, there's different type of things. Okay, Minel, what do you want to eat today? Now, what we try to do there, and we end up achieving it. Leave the captain at home. Just bring your money to us. You bought the food that is quality. You place an order. By the time the school is in lunchtime, all the teachers' food already been prepared. Then when you go like, Then we go, start giving the okay, Miss so and so, or like this on the table. Good quality. And from there, every day. The worst part, they were asking
for free.
The worst part, they were asking, and we were delivering for free. We just want you to order our food, and we'll deliver.
Oh, so you mean you can have that type of setup? They will order from you, then you do. It brings me back to this, to say, those markets are already cluttered. People are already in those kind of markets. How do I see space where people do not see as a young person?
Okay, when you say those markets are already clustered, those markets are clustered by Mr. Delivery and whatnot. Okay, people now eating into this place. I'm not saying I'm saying identify CJ Sishanyama's Paza shop where CJ sells this type of food. Go to CJ, tell CJ that, you know what, I want to make a deal. I want to make a deal.
Okay.
For every 5 deliveries that I'll be doing for free, this is how much I would like you to pay. Okay. Now, to start with, you'll be becoming a brand ambassador for CJ because you'll be doing the marketing. You're going to look for those people that will guarantee you get 5 orders. Because you know, once I do 5 deliveries for free, every 5 deliveries that I do for free, this is how much you get paid.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So you'll be going out there. Now you're selling what? CJ's Sisanyama, CJ's puzzle shop, CJ's whatever, hobby and whatnot. You understand? You're selling that product. CJ's job is to cook. You're putting CJ's enterprise show, whatever, out there. And you're also delivering CJ's food for free for 5 customers. For 5 orders. Then what do? I mean, if you put it out there, you'll be growing CJ's name. Now, we're focusing on the space that has already been taken by a lot of apps. Like Mr. Deliveries, this, Uber Eats, Uber that, Uber that. We are forgetting the township businesses that we can take advantage of. You stay in the township, someone is good. There's a business in Thabiso, Imperial Food. Okay. Bazi, he's known.
Who?
Bazi. He's known. Thabiso, around Thabiso. Okay. His quarters like his burgers, his meat, and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. He tried to come up with a delivery in the business. Business. Let me have a delivery. Start delivering food. Okay. But now, you see, when you branching into delivering food to clients, now that means you have to increase your overheads, salaries and whatnot. Now, whereas you could allow someone from Kasi to say, hey, Bazi, I can do this for you. Okay. Here's my company. I can 2 scooters, 2 bicycles. Hey, I can get my 2 Let share the business with us. Don't take the whole thing. You understand?
Tell me, what do you think makes us not to see these opportunities?
I think it's because of we are more our focus is it's either it's getting a job or in the urban places. Okay. The township economy has been neglected by us as people, yes. By the government, whoever. Even that's where as I'm saying, that's where the money is. Do you understand? We're still waiting for. I'll give you an example. We're still waiting for the government to come and clean our townships. Have you seen what young people do when there's potholes?
Yes, I've seen that.
They fill up those potholes.
Yeah.
They ask,
give them money.
They ask for donation. That's a smart way. That's another way.
That thing
of
is
putting
driving fast.
That's
there, and you can't give them. You can't. Yeah.
That's a problem with us as
you can
people.
Throw the money.
Whereas we give money, we throw money everywhere.
No, I see.
You can give someone somebody money on at the robots asking for money. But you're forgetting, hey, when I enter workers, this boy saving me my tires, my bricks, and what kind of things that integrators go to the car, and let me just say thank you. That's another way. We don't have to wait for the government. Youth can identify those things and start pursuing them because they'll get money every day.
But what makes it hard? What makes it difficult? I mean, we're sitting at more than 50, or the statistics say 60-something% of young people are unemployed.
Pride and being choosy.
Okay.
That's what kills us as people.
How do we deal with it? How do we deal with pride? How do we then say, you know what, I don't have money. I need 100 rand a day at least to exist. What do you think we should do?
I think what we need to do is to understand that there's formal employment and there's informal employment.
Okay.
We always want to go to formal employment. Understand? And now we're forgetting those things.
And it's a South African problem. Right?
And the thing is, the formal employment is it's everywhere. Like you hear about it, right? But now no one is showing people opportunities that are in informal employment.
You don't think it's our schooling system?
Our schooling system also makes us to work in a formal employment. Our schooling system does not teach us how to identify those formal opportunities. Take advantage of those informal opportunities. They don't. The education system is designed for you to
knock the door,
CV, ask for employment, work for someone else. It does not teach you how to think outside the box.
Okay. Thabiso, where do we start? I'm sitting at home, I am depressed, I don't have a job. Right now, I've got degree, I've got qualifications. So what do you think should be the first thing that I do as a young person? I'm tired of eating children's pelonis at home, and they're already screaming at me like that uncle at home. Where should I start? What should I do?
Do you have a phone?
Yes, I have a phone.
Do you have a smartphone?
I have a smartphone.
Do you have access of data, Wi-Fi and whatnot?
Yeah. That's where we start.
That's where we start.
Okay.
Identify what business you can do.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. You go to CIPRO in Pretoria, CIPC. There are people out there who are registering people's companies, who are helping people to register businesses. I used to register businesses for people. I had an account at the CIPC. If you want me to register, and they charge a lot of money. I will charge you 500 bucks. And then do you know how much profit I get on that 500 bucks?
How much do you get?
I make 450 profit.
Just
to reserve
somebody that I'm gonna register a business.
I'll register a business for you. To reserve a name is 50 bucks.
Yeah.
To register a company is 125 rand. So if I charge you 600 rand, how much have I already been used?
And you're not registering for one person.
I'm not registering for one person.
Even if you can get 2 people per day, you're still making money.
I'm good. And when you register a company for someone that, to start with, they don't know how to do it themselves.
Yes.
You can also put yourself out there. It's not illegal.
So
not illegal to say, no, I can help you to do your tax returns.
And it's very simple to do that.
Not everybody's got the energy to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't even want to learn how to do their own tax returns for businesses and personal.
Okay.
I can do that for you for this fee. You understand? The thing is, when you've got a degree is something that gives you it's a tool that helps you think outside. It's not only about the stream of education that you've learned. No. Think. What if you've got a PhD in medicine and whatnot, but can't get a job? How many doctors do we have that cannot get a job? That there's no employment for them. What is that they're not doing? Because they're waiting for the government to employ them.
To do something. Yeah.
Do you understand? Yes, when you reach that level, the system is designed that when you reach that level of PhD and whatnot, the financial institutions, they only see you as someone that has got potential for return investment. What can you approach them and say, you know what, people, I need this and this and this and this and this. Do your own free practice. You understand? Go into clinics, assist clinics. But one thing that I've realized, our so-called doctors, they don't want to go to rural areas. Everybody wants to be within this urban area. It's a city or a township. Send them to
in the middle of nowhere. And I studied in a big city. That's the pride you're talking about.
They don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And then that's why we'll always remain. They in the statistics of unemployment, they are there. These doctors.
I know.
The people with degrees and whatnot, they are there. Why? Because of they don't want to take advantage of the informal market.
But I don't think it's because of the system in South Africa. I mean, how can, especially black people,
The system is
how
broken.
can a system not favor a certain group of people and other people are able to, but that's because they run private sector. A lot of white people still get jobs. But in terms of black youth, especially women, that's where the problem is, especially in the rural areas. In townships, I get it that yes, we can take an advantage of 4IR because we've got data and we can do something there. Now there's someone who's sitting in the rural of rurals where you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have, even when you go home, just making a call is a problem because the infrastructure doesn't support that. With someone who is there, what is it that we can tell them to do? What is it that people can do in rural areas to sort of also give them market?
Okay, as I've always said, first let's identify what you know.
Okay.
What are
So
your
it
skills?
starts with you first.
Yeah, what are your
Because we
skills?
all have talents anyway.
Exactly. What do you know? What are your skills? Do you hands? Can you talk too much? What can you do for yourself? What skills do you have? Then take that skill. Not there's a lot of people in areas that they don't have formal education, but they know how to use their hands.
And farming also.
And farming. So your hands can feed you. So understand. So we need to allow the people to get into informal
Market.
space. Yeah. The formal market it's already been taken.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's a lot of headaches going on in there. Now, if only we as people can start thinking about the informal situation, then I can tell you the unemployment rate will be reduced like severely. Why? Because we are now using
we're no longer depending on government. We must just forget about government.
We need to, and some say
somehow.
I made an example to you and say you go to school, you do a matric, you get a learnership. After the learnership, okay, now the government you are not absorbed into the system. Now you know what to do.
But it's because of our system. We are programmed to say, I'm from rural areas, I'm going to go to a city when I finish working because that's where life is.
It's fine, but don't depend on the government. Learn to start your own things. Hence I've said to you, like, if you do a learnership, can you not do something out of what you've been taught? Yes, the system did not absorb you, okay? But you've been given a particular skill. You've been shown how things can be done. You can do these things without waiting for the government to employ you every day using CVs and whatnot. Use that.
And then again, I think something that had just come to my mind is it's motivation. You know, this internal thing to say. Sometimes you're just demotivated because you've been applying, you've been trying, things are not getting there. How do I then get my motivation back? Especially when I had a lot of rejections and whatnot. And how did you do it yourself to not feel down forever?
Okay, when it comes to motivation and demotivation, it's socio-economic.
Okay.
They really will just put it down. Okay, but if you can think above that, know what you want, even though how to get it is not going to be easy, but always have, you know what, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to have. I need to get here, irrespective of what. Close your ears for negativity.
Okay. How do you close your ears for negativity? How, sometimes we make it sound so easy, but these things sometimes are not easy or maybe we are not the same.
You have to view life
as the people.
You have to view life as life is a game.
True.
The earth is a field. I'm here to play the game of life, and no one knows the rules, and no one set the rules for me. So they can talk. That's their life experience. That's what they've been through. I am living my own life. This is my life. Can I fail, fall, and I wake up and go? I'm writing my own life story here. You wrote your own life story, okay? But now you are too negative about what I'm doing. Your brain, your failure, your failure creates negativity. man, you did not do right by yourself when you failed. That's the reason why you are angry. Remember, negativity is about anger, jealousy, and all those kind of things. They bring that negative feeling and negative thoughts. You know, you don't want other people to succeed because if you fail to succeed, to succeed in your own life.
And we bring that negativity out.
Exactly. So you need to learn how to close that, and by learning how to close that, focus on your life.
That's a brilliant.
Stop listening to what people are saying.
No, I like when you say that life is a game, because sometimes we feel as though someone owes you something, and we are all here playing this life game. Some play it better, or the results are better than others, but that doesn't mean that you cannot improve your own game in life. I for one, maybe I wasn't looking at it like that, because sometimes we tend to look at life as, oh, it's not favoring me, this, that, we start complaining because of things that are not going well in life. I'm very happy for that.
I'll give you, let me tell you something personal, just small, something personal, small and personal about me. I knew my mother when I was 19, and I knew my father when I was 21. But every time when I'm listening to TV, reading the news, and I hear that person, the young people always complaining about, I'm the way I am because of how my parents raised me. I don't buy into that. I was never raised by my parents. I never experienced what parent love is. Do you understand? Now, those people, they live their own lives. You understand? They play their own lives, got their own rules. Now, you should be grateful that you are alive. You are in this field of life. Now, can you play? Stop using blaming other people. Yeah, but then my father was not part of my life, hence I cannot be a man. Now, okay, your father was part of your life. Your father was part of your life when he was beating up your mother. Now you want to take that. Okay, your father was doing that. Then now you want to whoop other women just because you saw that your father doing. No, does it feel right by you? That's the first question. Do you enjoy slapping a woman? Does that make you feel like a man?
Yeah. Now you bring some brilliant points that we shouldn't actually take our lives, focus it on our parents and blame them for things that haven't.
They lived
gone,
and they lived in different circumstances than we are today.
Yeah,
you understand? So, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say to you is that I think young people need to open their mind and close their ears, because a lot can be said. But if you open your mind, you learn to focus. You learn to be in touch with yourself, to know what am I capable of? What can I do to change my life? You don't need to listen to a video of someone telling you about touch the TV and you're blessed and whatnot. You shall receive and whatnot. What are you going to receive that you've never worked for? And also sometimes we want things, but we don't know how to put the effort into those things. Everybody wants to drive a nice car, wants to live in a better house. Okay? You can never win if you don't play. Include Lotto, for heaven's sake. Everybody wants to win Lotto. How are you going to win Lotto while you're sitting down and desert?
You're not even betting Lotto.
I wish I could win Lotto. I wish I could win. But you've never even went there to play.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Life is all about put something in to get something out.
Thank you so much, Thabiso. Is there anything that I am leaving out, or any other nice example that you can give?
For parting short, what I can say to these young people that we try to talk to or inspire, to try to open their mind, is use the tools that you have to advantage. Because that's the only way. You have. That's the only way you'll be able to better your life. And trust yourself. Don't trust other people. People will take your skill and make money out of your own skill and be rich by your own skill. Use your skill. Trust yourself. Don't listen to other people.
Thank you so much. Use what you have and trust yourself. There's an advice from Thabiso. And thank you for watching our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and click notifications so that you can see other videos from us. Bye.
Thanks for being Daddy, that's the first
no! Thabiso! Well, we're not everywhere. But you know what? I was disturbed
For
by the
39
light.
minutes.
What?
My God.